Hi, I'm Taryn, and here are some of the pros and cons of Ann Arbor, Michigan. We'll start with education. We are known for the University of Michigan, go Wolverines. We also have Eastern Michigan University, which is an excellent college. I myself graduated from there. And then there's other universities as well, and private ones. Another great thing is Washtenaw Community College. Ann Arbor is in Washtenaw County, and we all pay taxes, anyone who lives in Washtenaw, to the community college, which is centrally located, and it's an amazing campus. And one of the great things is that it works in conjunction with the high schools. So if you send your son or daughter that is a junior and senior to Washtenaw Community as part of the high school program, by the time they graduate from high school, they can have an associate's degree. Plus, credits already toward a 4-year degree. And Washtenaw Community works in a reciprocity agreement with EMU so that kids and adults can go to college at WCC and gain credit and then transfer over and get a 4-year degree. It's an amazing thing that they have done. This has happened over the years, and it's one of the great things about living in Washtenaw County and Ann Arbor. One con of living in Ann Arbor is definitely the traffic. If you take a look at Ann Arbor, we're kind of like the bullseye, and we've got the big interstates going around us. Well, that's how we kind of manage to get around. Although, once you live in Ann Arbor, you learn to go the side streets. Not too many, because we're not that huge of a city. But the traffic, just get used to it. And going into downtown Ann Arbor, you got one lane on each side, because they've decided they wanted to have a lot of bike lanes. So we have miles and miles of bike lanes, and I personally don't see the point of having all these bike lanes, because it's not like we're down in the south where you can use them all year round. So to me, they're more of a inconvenience, and I really don't see that many bikes in the bike lanes. And I live here, so yep, I don't see it. Another pro is healthcare. We're known for Michigan medicine, and this is ranked one of the top hospitals to go to, and it's excellent. Another con is parking. That is a good one. Here's the interesting thing. City of Ann Arbor believes in building more buildings, more density, but they're not providing the parking. They actually want to make it so that you have to use a transit system. The transit system is pretty okay for Ann Arbor, and that also goes into Ypsilanti, but anywhere outside, you gotta be kidding. You need a car to commute. Parking is a rarity, and people always get frustrated about the parking in Ann Arbor. And you just deal with it. Another pro is the economy of Ann Arbor is very solid. So with the University of Michigan and Michigan Medicine, they employ around 65,000 people. Well, with a population of 123,000, half the population is, you think about it, is employed. And you also have these other, you got Eastern Michigan University, you've got Trinity Health. So you've got all these major ones, and you also have a lot of technological firms. Google is here. Years ago, Spark was designed, and that is for a technology hub, innovation. So you're going to see a lot of technical firms. One of the interesting things about Ann Arbor, even back in the crash of 2008, our unemployment was not as high as anyone else. So we were a hub where people were coming in to get jobs. So the economy is really good here. So for another con, the cost of living is, when you look at Ann Arbor, I think we're 14% higher than the national average. 12% or 14% higher than the national average to live here. The food costs are, I think they're around 9% higher than the national average, but it's your housing that is really going to get to you. You know what your principal and interest payment is every month. Your insurance is probably going to cost you X amount, and if it increases, it's not going to be astronomical. But what really changes is the property taxes, because they bill you every year and you can't not pay them. And here is another pro. Because Ann Arbor is kind of college town, I think the best explanation came from a chef that said, yeah, you've got some really good restaurants, but you also have a lot of college gourmet. So you can stop by and you can get anything and you can be dressed casual, but you'll still get really good food. Some of the best restaurants in Ann Arbor, in my opinion, I'm going to go to my favorite, the Gandy Dancer on Depot Street. And it is just so unique. They've got great food there. It's a great ambiance. I mean, it's my favorite. There's also other different restaurants in downtown. You can go to the Earl, you can go to Ruth Chris's, the Chop House. Real Seafood's always great to go to. And then there's all these other different ones as well, whatever your flavors. So we've got a variety. So if you like any type of ethnicity, you've got it. Ann Arbor's got a variety of entertainment. So for the adults, you've got the different theaters. You've got, you can get music venues, like Hill Auditorium offers a lot. The State Theater, that's great. They'll have lecturers there. They will have movies there. They'll have kind of a combination for kids. Obviously, the hands-on museum, that's fun. I mean, that's fun for adults because you can touch everything. I mean, who doesn't like to go through a museum and you can touch everything? They also have the Natural History Museum. We used to take our boys there because they got dinosaurs and stuff like that. Then they have these buttons you could push and you could hear the sounds of the whales and the dolphins. That's fun to do. They also have different, especially in the summertime, one of the things I like is the camps they have, like Leslie Nature Camp, and you can drop your kids off there and they get to learn stuff. So there's a lot of different things, and I would highly recommend using the Ann Arbor Observer. Also, Destination Ann Arbor. So there's a lot of different things to do depending on what it is you want to do with your family. So what can you do in the summer? What's the summer fun? Well, one of the big attractions, so Ann Arbor does have some city pools like Vets Pool, Fuller Pool, and Burr Park, where you got swimming, they got baseball there. And then in the wintertime, they have the Cube in Ann Arbor, so that's an indoor cube where, for the hockey teams, a lot of them practice there. Let's not forget that Ann Arbor is known as Tree Town. There are about 160 parks in Ann Arbor, not including all those outside the Ann Arbor metro area. Plus, we do have dog parks. We have lots of biking and hiking trails. One of my favorite is the Border to Border Trail, which is now 42 miles long, and this is spanning Washtenaw County, and yet they're adding more to it. And this even goes outside Washtenaw and connecting all these different cities. We have the Huron River that flows right through downtown, and there is Argo Livery, where you can rent a kayak or a canoe and go out and enjoy the river. Plus, there are a variety of inland lakes dotted right outside Ann Arbor, such as Independence Lake, the Pinckney Rec area. They have beaches and they have water parks that you, the public, can go and enjoy. Another huge plus is that we have the Detroit Metro Airport, an international airport, only 30 minutes from Ann Arbor. We have the 4 seasons, and our best is our fall season, and we are known for the spectacular color display every year. We've got maps every year so that you know at what stage the color scheme is, and you can make your plans to travel up north and see the amazing colors. And now we're going to get into the negatives, the weather in the winter. We get about 185 cloudy days per year on average, and only about 65 to 75 clear sunny days every year. This is called the lake effect. We're surrounded by the Great Lakes, which is great. However, that's the downside. We've had mild beginnings for the past years for the winter. However, come January, we get hit with cold, and it's not fun. Cold, gray, cloudy skies. Good thing the airport is just a short drive away. Get out of here until April or May. If you're coming to Ann Arbor, do you rent or do you buy? It depends on how long you're going to be here. If you're going to be here 4 or 5 years, buy. But if you're only going to be here for a short period of time, then you want to rent. You can find something for a good deal. I mean, there's always a good deal out there. That's how I see it. If you like this content, feel free to subscribe and like me on Facebook and Instagram.